Hey guys, it's me Ash, and today I'm talking about finding joy in the mundane. Now it's a Sunday here in Ballarat, and I've spent the day just really getting organised in my home, my household, all the things that need doing. Things like doing the washing, so I made sure that the washing was on nice and early, the clothes could be dried, and now I've just put them all away. It's around 4 o'clock in the afternoon here in Ballarat, so I've got all that washing away. I've done all the dishes. We put the dishwasher on, clean the kitchen. Kitchen's nice and tidy. Everything's put away. Clean the house, tidied up any mess, and just tidied the kids' toys a little bit. And the backyard. I've been out gardening. On Sundays, I always water all my indoor plants. And then tonight, we're going to get the kids in the bath nice and early, shortly after this video. Get them in their pajamas, brush their teeth. Then we always watch the new Bluey episode at the moment, which comes out on a Sunday, and then we'll get them to bed early and set them up for a strong week ahead as well. So the reason I'm telling you this is because I've learned is to find joy in the mundane of some of these mundane activities, which we often refer to as mundane. And the reason we do that is because we are so busy with work and social engagements and other things that we prioritize, and those things can be really important, okay? But if you are not being present when you are doing these mundane or more mundane activities, like we call them mundane because you would probably, if you had a choice, you would probably prefer to do something more fun. Go and play games or sport, or catch up with your friends, or whatever it is that you like doing, going out for a nature walk, going fishing, whatever it is, you'd probably rather be doing something else than doing your dishes, doing your washing, tending to your garden, or all of these sort of more mundane activities. But what we need to do to find peace within ourselves and to help regulate our nervous system and manage stress and anxiety is be fully present when we do these activities. And you can actually learn to find joy in the mundane of these mundane activities. And they actually, for me, from my experience, they cease to be, they no longer become mundane activities. They actually can become activities that you look forward to and activities that you enjoy doing. So what I like to do is put a bit of nice music on. I really like a bit of Hilary Stagg, who plays the harp. Something nice, just nice background music that's really beautiful. Go and do your dishes, go and put your washing on, just float around. Sometimes I might be sort of singing to myself or dancing a little bit. And just because I'm fully in the moment, I am there and I'm taking what's in, and my kids might be playing and being cute, and I can sort of take them in a little bit, and sometimes they often like to join in with the cleaning and tidying, so I might get them involved, and then it becomes an activity that we do together, and it's a learning activity for them, and that's also really beautiful. And then sometimes my wife might help as well, and then it's a nice activity that we're doing together, and you can sort of bond over those activities as well in a really beautiful way. So the reason I'm telling you this is because it wasn't always the case for me. I wasn't always able to be fully present with these sort of activities, but I've really learned to, because it's been a really powerful experience for me. In the past, I've been busy and doing housework and cleaning, and all these jobs is the last thing that you want to do. And you can get overwhelmed, and you can get quite anxious and even depressed at the thought of having to do all of these activities. And I used to get quite overwhelmed, and I would often have a freeze response where I would freeze and think, I've got too much to do. And so my body would go into freeze, and I would sit on the couch and just tune out, whether that be on my phone or watching something on the TV, and I would tune out and I would not accomplish anything. And then I'd get to the end of that day and I wouldn't have accomplished much, and I wouldn't be very organized, and that would set me up poorly for the week ahead. Okay, so now my attitude is very different because I live much more fully in the present moment. And so when it comes to these mundane activities, I make sure that I'm fully present. Sometimes I put on some nice music just to give it, you know, a little bit of a nicer feel, and I'm fully present and I'm doing the washing, and I'm thinking, how grateful am I to have these clothes, to have these dishes, to have this dishwasher, to have this washing machine, to have this home to look after, to have this beautiful garden to tend to have these beautiful indoor plants to water. So often it's just our mindset, our perception. We're not stepping into gratitude, and that's why we're not fully appreciating what's in front of us. But when you step into gratitude and you place yourself fully in the present moment, you can start to enjoy these activities, and you often even look forward to them and enjoy doing them. And then you get to the end of the day, and the weekend is a really good time to get organized and do lots of these things. You can just chip away. And sometimes if you're low energy, you can just do a little bit. So maybe like put the washing on and then go and have a rest and give yourself rest if you need it, and then come back and do something else, and you just chip away until you just keep chipping away at all these little things that you have to do until and you'll start to feel more and more organized, and you'll build momentum, and you'll start to feel better and better. It's actually going to release dopamine and serotonin in your body. Okay, it's your body's own reward system. And so if you are feeling a bit depressed, right, then or anxious or overwhelmed is probably more likely to be the way you're feeling about that, because you're thinking about all these things that you have to do, and they're things that you might, you know, ideally not want to be doing. You'd probably rather outsource that or get someone else to do it, or just not do it at all. But the reality is, for most of us, that we have to do these things. We have to do our own washing, we have to do our own cooking and cleaning, and tend to our garden, and all of these things, but they can actually be really beautiful. And I often used to fall into the trap to think that I would just keep working harder and harder, you know, to bring in more money so that I could afford to pay someone to do these things. And for some people that works, but for a lot of people, that's not a sustainable or it's not achievable. So to actually learn to find joy in the mundane of activities and start to enjoy them and look forward to them, and almost treat them, actually treat them as a spiritual practice, and be aware of your breath while you're doing them, be fully present, and it can really change your perception of those things and help set you up on those, you know, the days that, like the weekends, where you've got time to get yourself organized and get yourself prepared, and it can help you to have a better week ahead with more mental clarity, with momentum, positive momentum heading into the week ahead, and set you up for a really strong week. So that's something that I find really powerful, and something that I've learned from my yoga and meditation practice, and then also working with the sacred medicines. They showed me very clearly that, Ash, you need to learn to find joy in the mundane. And you need to teach your kids that as well. That was a very powerful download that I got in a sacred ceremony one day, and I've implemented that, and it's been an absolute game changer for me. And now if I ever catch myself feeling a bit anxious about how many things that I've got to do, I try and get organized, and sometimes I'll make a list of and I've got a to-do list on my computer, which is more to do with work, but I do also have some personal things in there, and I can prioritize certain things that need doing over others. And so that can really help to have a list. But also with the house stuff, it can be just, all right, I'm going to get up and just chip away at one thing and just get that done, and then when I'm done that, I'm going to look to the next thing, what else needs to be done. So it might be putting the washing on initially, then it's like the dishes need to be done, I'll do that, finish that. Then, okay, going to tidy up the kitchen a little bit, the dining room, the toys. You can just, with your house and garden, you can just, and it's a really nice sort of flow state that you can get yourself into, because you don't even need to be worrying about time as such. So you can sort of enter a timeless realm, which is a really powerful space to be in, because that's a very healing realm to be in when we forget about time and we're just fully in the present moment. So you can actually really immerse yourself into these activities, into the present moment, and find joy in what you're doing in just the day to day. And you like you don't necessarily, what you'll find, like you might, if you were feeling a bit overwhelmed, you might have felt like you needed a holiday. You need to go away and put your feet up and then let other people take care of you. And, a lot of people feel like that all the time. And a holiday is nice, right? But you can't go on holidays, all the time. And so what I've found with this practice is that it can extend that period. It still is really nice to go on holidays and put your feet up and do those things, but you don't have to go on them as frequently as you think. And I'm a big fan of that, not relying on expensive holidays. I've gone through that phase myself where I've spent lots of money on going away and thinking that this is going to be really good for my mental health, and to some degree it has been, but also when I get back, I'm back to the mundane, and then I've also got more to organise because I've got you got to pack to get there, then you got to unpack when you get home, and there's more washing to do, and you might be a bit jet lagged and fatigued from travelling to the place you went to. So sometimes a holiday doesn't even set you up that well with your mental health for when you get back. And you can actually struggle quite a lot when you get back from a holiday. So instead of relying on going on holidays, what you can do is be more present in what you're doing and fill yourself up that way in just the day-to-day activities, getting your household organised. And today we've just taken the kids out to local, we went for a local bike ride this morning, nice and easy, it wasn't fatiguing, just took them out, got some nice fresh air, ran around a little bit. And we took them to the playground this evening as well, just for another little run around. But 2 little small outings, and that was it for today. So it gave us plenty of time to get organised, to do all the jobs that we needed to do and to be fully present doing them. And right now, I'm not feeling fatigued. I'm feeling quite energetic, and I've got a lot of mental clarity. And I know that I'm going to sleep really deeply tonight. And I know that I'm going to wake up at like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. tomorrow morning and get in that cold plunge and do my cold plunge, and then probably do some yoga for an hour or so in my little yoga room. And then I'm going to get into some really powerful work. And, I've got some clients that I'm seeing tomorrow and things like that. So I'm just in a really good headspace for my week ahead. And I know that I'm going to have a really strong week ahead. And that is the power of finding joy in the mundane. That's what it can do. It almost feels like I've been on a holiday today and I've just been doing a little household jobs and a couple little trips out, locally. It actually, I feel like I've been away somewhere, rejuvenating, even got a massage. I went to the gym this morning and did a workout and did some foam rolling, so that got me feeling quite good. And so, it's just simple things, guys, can be really powerful. You don't need to spend a ton of money on holidays, on different therapy or treatments or stuff like that. You can do a lot of stuff yourself. You don't need to spend a lot of cash, and there's a huge amount of power in that. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know how you go with that. Let me know if you have any feedback. I would love to know. And have a beautiful week ahead. Lots of love and healing energy from me to you, and I'll see you in the next video.